Join the Vegas Chamber.
All right, Steve Sanchez hanging out with you here on the live stream in studio, getting ready to go live on the radio show here in Las Vegas. If you want to listen, you can do so right here on the stream. You can comment. I'll be leaving the number during the radio show, and you can call in. It's a live radio show. You can call in. I'll be talking to you during commercial. Glad you're hanging out with me. Once again, we got a great show for you tonight. So make sure you stick around. Do me a favor. Share with me in the comments where you're watching this. If you got questions, drop them in the comments. I'll answer your questions at commercial break. Here we go.
Listen to K-Dawn on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
I'm going down the rabbit hole.
It's time to dive deeper.
It's happening again.
They want to keep us divided so we don't realize they're chipping away at our freedoms.
Have we really thought through the cause and effect of our choices?
Tonight, one man will hold back the tide of sinister forces that threaten this great nation.
This isn't about politics. It's about truth in a culture built on noise. Can I get an amen?
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Yes, we can. Broadcasting live from Las Vegas. Independent, unapologetic, and unfiltered. Steve Sanchez.
Thank you, Greg Erringer. Steve Sanchez with you on this Friday. Glad to be here once again, and we've got a lot to talk about. Look, I wanted to get into this because I think a lot of people are having some trouble here. Having trouble with the question of, are we dealing with unaffordability issues in this country? Some will say, no, affordability is better, and I think it is in some regard. But many are like, no, the economy's still not leading up to where I need it to be. There's unaffordability issues. So, of course, because of this, the Democrats are proposing this guaranteed income, this guaranteed basic income. You've heard me talk about this in the past. Joe Rogan has talked about it. Elon Musk has talked about it. And they've been proponents of it in a certain capacity because of AI and some of the other things that are going on. But it seems that it's mayors across this country, Zoran Mamdani being one of them. There's mayors across this country that are calling for this. It's not just one mayor, it's a bunch of mayors across the country. And the reason this caught my attention is Mayor Michael Tubbs of Stockton, California. And the reason I wanted to talk about this, because Stockton is about an hour north of Merced, California, where I was born and raised. So I understand the San Joaquin Valley, and I understand the needs of people in the San Joaquin Valley. So, Mayor Tubbs is saying, look, the unaffordability issue, and he's a Democrat. Of course, Democrats are going to really, cling onto this guaranteed income stuff because it's socialism. It's really what it is. So he's talking about the affordability versus unaffordability and why we need a guaranteed income, this basic income. He's been pushing for this in Stockton. There's been others that have pushed for this. I mean, Zoran Mamdani was pushing for this. Of course, he's been Ziploc lips and mum's the word regarding this in New York City right now because he got thrown so much at his desk. He is looking at this and saying, wait a minute, I thought I could do this. I thought I could do this, because it's great when people promise everything. I could do this. I'm going to give you this free. I'm going to give you that free. I'm going to do this free. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But it all takes money. It takes funds. It takes tax dollars to be able to do these types of things. And eventually you run out of people's money because wealthy people are going to bounce from these areas that are going to force them to pay higher taxes. This is what this all boils down to. So when I say proponents like Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, they both have been on record saying that they believe, and the only reason they brought this up and they've become proponents of it, or maybe eventual proponents, I should say, is AI. AI replacing jobs, AI taking jobs from people. We're seeing that more and more and more. So they bring up a good point. Elon Musk brings up a good point. If all these jobs are being replaced by AI, okay, then where do these people go? Where do they go? How do they train? Where do they train? What jobs are going to be waiting for them in order to replace the income that they're going to lose, thus the guaranteed basic income. Now, it sounds sexy. It does. It sounds like it's incredible. Like, oh my gosh, a guaranteed basic income. You know, if you're a single person, maybe you get $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month. If you're a family of, let's say, 3 or more, you get $2,500 a month. Do you know what that would do to the country? It's insanity is what it is. I'll tell you, it's very mark of the beast stuff. I mean, let's be real, because if we somehow slide into this basic income scenario and basic income becomes a part of the government, a policy of the government, let's say with some future Democrat, let's say that the Senate and the House and the White House is, super majority Democrats, they would pass this because they believe, because they're not mathematicians, they believe that they can tax the hell out of everybody to give a universal basic income. They can give a, universal health care, these types of things. It's very Hunger Games type stuff. And don't be so quick to say that could never happen, because it can happen. Because right now there's calls for it. And more proponents are saying, especially a lot of younger people that can't afford to even go rent a house, buy a house, let alone. Here's a great example. Let me give you an example. So it does beg the question, are we literally, in an unaffordable stage in America where a basic income is needed? I say no, because there's a lot of things that we could do, I think, that would help the American citizen without going into this socialistic type program. But, there are many things that are not affordable. And are we in a position now, because things are so unaffordable and AI is replacing jobs, is this something that the American public is going to have to seriously entertain? I think it'll be to our bankruptcy. I think it'll bankrupt us eventually. Let me give you a good example here. In 1990, which wasn't that long ago, if you really think about it, I guess maybe it is, but 1990, let's use that as an example. Do you know that the Big Mac meal in 1990 was $2.99? $2.99, $3. Today, that same Big Mac meal is $13. Okay, yes, inflation, costs, I get it. Not that much of a difference, but really a difference. Think about it. Especially if you're feeding a family of 4 or 5 and you take them out to eat, and it's going to cost you $60, $70 just to go to McDonald's, which is insane to me. But here's where it really becomes like, wow. In 1990, a Suburban was $16,000. Brand new Chevy Suburban, 1990, $16,000. Today, that same Suburban is $87,000. That is a huge disparity. That is a major problem. So because of these things, you've got mayors like this Michael Tubbs of Stockton, California, Zohran Mamdani. You've got others that are more, let's say, center left, even more progressive, AOC and others, saying a basic income would do wonders for the American people. Let me put it to you this way. Just imagine a continued stimulus check like you were getting at COVID, and people are going to cash them and people are going to use them, and it will bankrupt our system, because our system of governance, which is a capitalistic system, was never meant to have the government ensure income for anybody. It's great that we have programs to help people, and that's necessary. This is why I'm such an advocate of getting Doge back on place and getting rid of the waste, making sure illegals are not getting, entitlements that belong to the American citizen. So we've got a lot of work to do, we're striking Iran. There's money going there. There's a lot of things right now that are in front of us. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, even though the guaranteed income is something I absolutely wholeheartedly do not want to have, I can understand where these proponents are starting to try to make it sexy, especially with AI just becoming so incredible overnight, where jobs will absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, be replaced by this technology. So you got to ask, where these displaced people are going to be? Where are they going to go? I mean, you even have fast food restaurants that are kiosk style where, before you used to have 4 or 5 registers to go order, and now you have one register in the event, let's say a kiosk is down or an older person doesn't know how to do the kiosk, you still have someone at a register. But a lot of these more modern fast food places, McDonald's comes to mind, have kiosks where you go. Taco Bell's another one. You go on the kiosk inside the lobby, you boom, 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 here's what I want as an order, and then they call it number 17, boom, you go. So the people that used to have those jobs, where the hell do they go? You're starting to see servers now being automated, where one waitress may take the order, but now, and you've seen this, and one that comes to mind is there in the Suncoast, the pancake place, DePars. Thank you, producer Nate. DePars comes to mind. The robotic delivery waitress or whatever the heck it is, zips right to your table, and there's your food. You put it on your table and you're gone. Yeah, this is happening. All right, let me open up phone line so you can join me. 702-257-5396 is how you join the conversation. Phone lines are open. What say you about a guaranteed basic income? I'm Steve Sanchez. We'll be right back. Okay, everybody hanging out with me. Same question goes for you. You heard a little bit of the show here live in studio. A basic income, a guaranteed basic income. I am not a proponent. The nightmare that this will cause for America is just, it's unfathomable, to be quite honest with you. But when I hear proponents like Elon Musk and Joe Rogan talk about the reason we're saying that this is probably going to be a reality is because of the AI displacement. People are going to be losing jobs to AI. So we better figure something out soon. Very soon. We're going to be in real trouble. Drop your comments. Hope everybody's doing well on this Friday night. Where are you watching this from? If you want to be part of the show, because we're going to sign off this stream, give you a little taste of the Undisclosed Bunker Studios. But if you want to still be part of the radio show, there's a lot of ways you can be part of it. Number one, probably the easiest, you can go to the stevesanchezshow.com website. There's going to be a listen live link. Boom. You'll be able to be part of the whole show. And if you can't catch it all, we turn into a podcast on our archives on the free Odyssey app that you can download, and you can catch us later. You can even download the app now and listen to us there. You can also listen to us on the free iHeartMedia app. We'll be live for the next couple of hours. Make sure you hang out and join with us. Appreciate everybody being with us for just a few moments tonight. And have a great weekend. Peace.